Hello and welcome to another episode of Margin Notes. As you can see, we are starting with a book haul. It's been a while since I last bought any physical books, but then this happened and I thought you might be curious to see what books I picked. So yeah, all of these I have already read and enjoyed. I just wanted to have them on my physical bookshelf because a lot of them have sequels that are coming out soon. So I thought it would be nice to be able to reread them, or at least parts of them, to refresh my memory before diving into a sequel. And flipping through a book on e-reader is a very clunky experience. So yeah, I thought it might be nice to have a physical copy for that. I also sometimes like to just find a specific scene in a book that I really enjoyed and kind of analyze it to see why it had such an effect on me, so that later I would be able to use that knowledge in my own writing. It's kind of a learning thing. And yeah, I think we should go through this pile one by one. So let me take these away. So the first one is The Crimson Moth, and this is a witch and witch hunter one. The second book, The Rebel Witch, just came out and I just got a message that my copy arrived, so we will go and grab that a bit later. And yeah, it's a fantasy romance, enemies to lovers one, and I really enjoyed this one, so hopefully the second one will not disappoint too. Next is The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love. If you thought that ornithology sounds a bit dull, then this book might change your mind, because in this fantasy world, ornithologists are the most dangerous and ambitious people. It was a very funny and light-hearted read, and I also really like this cover. I think it's really pretty. And the second book in the series is actually coming out soon, and it will have a similar style cover, but in green. Then we have When He Was Wicked, and this is the 6th book in Bridgerton series. I wanted to have this one because it's one of my favorites in the series. I really like the main male character in this one, and it also explores an interesting topic of finding love again after a loss, and also the guilt that comes with that second love. Also, from the title you can probably tell that it's quite spicy, so bear that in mind in case you want to check out the Bridgerton series. Then we have A Study in Drowning. It has a very strong atmosphere and like dark academia vibes. I wouldn't call it a dark academia book, but it just had hints of that aesthetic, I think. And I was so surprised to see that it's getting a sequel this year. I kind of thought that this will be a standalone, but now I'm really curious to read the second book. And finally, we have A Fate Inked in Blood. This one is also getting a sequel soon. It is a fantasy romance inspired by Vikings. It was such a page-turner for me, even though the plot at times was a bit for me, but the slow burn in this book is just unmatched. It is a forbidden romance one, and the angst is just amazing. So yeah, I'm really curious to see where the story will go in the second book. We will go and grab that second book of The Crimson Moth, so I will show you that too a bit later. But that's it with the books. And now I want to finish setting up my new planner. So this is what I will be using for March. This is going to be a volume 3. I've already showed you the first two quite a lot here. Yeah, as you can see, I went for a lighter theme because it will be spring and I was just craving some lighter colors. And also I'm secretly happy because all of these notebooks have butterfly theme happening, like here, here, and here. At first it was not my intention, but with this notebook I must say that I picked this sticker intentionally. Let me take these away. and I will show you what I have so far. I decorated my cover because it's more fun this way. Then immediately inside I have a mood board, and I call it my life's aesthetic. I usually just go through my different Pinterest boards, whether it's interior, clothes, hobbies, journaling, anything, and I find pictures that resonate with me most at the moment. So yeah, that is kind of the mix from all of those boards, and it feels like my current life's aesthetic, at least what I'm aiming for. Here we have a label for dates. Then we dive straight into my monthlies. Again, I use them pretty functionally just for events and appointments. I have 3 of those, and then after them I have my future log. So if I need to log any events or appointments that will happen after those 3 months, that is where they will go. So these are the months that follow May. The idea is that I will write the event on the right side, and then in the same row, I will just write down the day under the corresponding month when that event happens. And here I want to make a March cover page. So I found this picture on Pinterest and I made this design on Canva and just printed it. So we will glue this on the page right now. And then on the next page, I want to stick the mood board I created for the month of March. So I came up with this idea in February, and I made the cover page and the mood board in my previous notebook. I actually created this mood board for quilted things just for fun, but then I used it as my February theme, and I really loved it. I thought it's a bit more interesting than just creating a seasonal board. So for March, I went with blue and white theme. I'm really into this palette at the moment. I recently discovered China with like these blue patterns. We also got white and blue bed linen. It's like a weird obsession for me right now, and I thought I might use it for my March mood board. Then I would normally start my weeklies, but since my spreads are usually on 2 pages, I needed to find something to do with this page. So I think I will just stick a quote here that feels relevant right now. It says, "Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace." Yeah, I just felt a bit anxious lately, so I think it's a nice reminder. And I think I will decorate it with these Midori flower stickers. I really love these because they always look so natural. It's like I doodled them myself. Alright, and now let's do the weeklies. I have already printed my weekly layouts. I made these on Canva, so 1 for each week of March. I will just stick them on the left side pages. I prepared all the weeklies in advance so that I would be able to use them as a future log of some sort. And on the right side, I like to have my little icons. The book one means what am I reading this week? The play button means what I'm watching this week. And the star one is what I'm excited for. Then I usually do a running to-do list for the whole week and some sort of habit trackers at the bottom of the page. And yeah, now that my planner is ready, I can finally start using it because it's already March. As you can see, I started using my little planner, and these are the first few dailies. But what I actually wanted to show you is in the back where I have my collections. I have my wedding planning collection where I track all the tasks I need to do before the wedding. And also I have a skincare routine cheat sheet in case I ever need to refer to it. I created these spreads in Canva and just printed them and stick them on the pages. And I put them here in the back so that I would be able to find them quickly if I need to. Because if they were somewhere here between dailies, I would need to flip through the entire notebook to find them. So yeah, in the back seemed like a good place. Now I want to show you my memory journal. I have several spreads that you haven't seen. So I believe this one was the last one I showed you. This is the Valentine's Day week. So we have the white china with blue patterns that I've already talked about. I finished crocheting my very first project, which was this jellyfish keychain. Then we were watching our national Eurovision contest, and I was really impressed by the band that won that contest. Their song actually inspired me to write quite a lot, so that's very nice. This was the Valentine-themed Zumba class. So I have a picture of my group here. I got some flowers from my fiancé on Valentine's Day. This is the bed linen that I've mentioned also. I just cut it from the IKEA packaging and glued it on the page. And this was a very nice breakfast date with my friends. Then after this week, I had a very single-focused week, you might say. I was using all the time I could for writing because I was just so inspired. It was crazy. That is actually why I was a bit absent from YouTube also. And yeah, besides writing, nothing else really happened on that week. So I just created a writing mood board on a single page. I was considering to just skip that week because I didn't have a lot to journal about. But then I thought, well, if I skip this, then I will definitely forget about it. And that didn't sound good for me. Like, I do want to remember that crazy writing week, even though I don't really have any ephemera or pictures to stick in my journals. And then this spread I actually made this morning because it is Sunday, so it is for this week. I was really into these cozy aesthetic reading vlogs. Then this picture is from Pinterest. It's not me, unfortunately, not yet. But I decided to take better care of my hair. My hair is naturally a bit wavy, but until now I didn't know how to take care of them, so I just kind of fought them to be straight or straightish. So I was researching how to take care of wavy hair and how to define those waves a little bit more. I came across this curly girl method, which I found very interesting, so I was researching that. Then here I put all the books that I got this week, and you already saw them. And finally, I started reading Half a Soul. It is a fantasy novel and not a very long one, so I'm actually about halfway through, and I absolutely love it. I feel like it belongs to that weird category of quirky fantasy with ironic sense of humor and great characters. This book has a similar vibe to Once Upon a Broken Heart, Emily Wilde series, The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, and Nettle and Bone. And yeah, that is all I wanted to show you in this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, definitely give it a big thumbs up. That would be a huge help to my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!